Then you go for application on our GoSwift portal. Then we scrutiny if it is less than 50 crore project at department level. If it is more than 50 crore EPICOL level, it goes to 2-level approval. If it is 50 crore government department level, then it goes CS headed committee level if it is more than 50 crore. Land acquisition and then land allotment and subsidy delivery on GoSwift. By now, we have approved 185 project, more than 10,000 employment opportunities, 7,800 crore investment. In this Utkarsh Odisha event, we have got lot of investors are here who have shown intention, around 8,000 crore. This is pride event for all of us. We have priority segment for new investment, whether it is yacht tourism or permanent development. Homestay also we are coming up with some changes in policy. Amusement park, adventure park, floatels in our water body, boat clubs, caravan tourism, cruise, camping. Next please. We know from timeless tradition to our global sporting event and PBD how to leave a lasting impression. We all know about Rath Yatra. So we are discussing today about MICE and wedding thing, event specific tourism, what yesterday Honorable Prime Minister spoke about concert economy. So we are expert in having such event, whether it is Rath Yatra or our Bali Yatra or our Dhanu Yatra. All this big event we keep on celebrating from generations. Our city festival, various district festivals, our sports event, we conducted 2-time Hockey World Cup in our state.
Recently we conducted 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. MICE industry, yes, we all know, you are all stalwart and you would be knowing more in our upcoming session. Globally, this is a huge segment, more than around $1,000 billion economy sector-wise, and in India, $2 billion. CAGR is very promising,
8.6% next 4-year, 5-year, and India stand 28th rank in world, which in upcoming days it will improve. Why Odisha on MICE tourism? We offer good connectivity, decent connectivity on air connectivity front, and with our progressive policy, state level policy, we would connect with more cities worldwide in coming years. Road connectivity and railway connectivity, we are comfortable. Major hotel brand availability, you all are present here, and upcoming lot many brand we will hear from stalwart who are sitting on a stage. Hotel position, 3-star plus. In of late last 5 years we are improving number, but we want quantum jump actually with our policy intervention and all brand people who are here in upcoming. We have opportunity for destination wise in urban and coastal region wise. Lot of properties we offer. On wedding and glamping side we have nice property. Recently we adopted this eco retreat product of state government, which we want to just make popularize, so private sector come for, because nature is our strength and sustainability is focus. Boutique heritage hotel also we have in our stay. So my request to all participant and present industry partners, come collaborate with us, suggest what best to be done for sector. I'm sure we would be able to deliver best for sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sri Balwant Singh, for that enlightening presentation and showcasing the immense potential our state already holds. Moving ahead to further elaborate on Odisha's robust industrial ecosystem, the ease of doing business in the state, and the Viksit Odisha Vision 2036, I have the privilege of inviting none other than Chief Secretary, Government of Odisha, Sri Manoj Ahuja. Let's welcome him on the podium.
Good morning, everybody, and let me welcome you to this session on tourism in Odisha. We have the privilege of having our Deputy Chief Minister who is looking after the tourism sector. And let me tell you, ma'am is a very progressive, practical, on-grounds person who wants results. So it's very good for the state that she is heading the tourism sector. Mr. Balwant Singh is the secretary, again a very hard-working person with the interest of the state, interest in building up the tourism sector. And on the stage, we are accompanied from the tourism sector Mr. Mahanti is there, Mr. Gowda is there, Mr. Mahapatra is there, and Mr. Rath. All have contributed very significantly to the tourism sector in Odisha. Tourism is a focus sector for the state. In the union budget for this year, you would have heard about or read a sentence about tourism in Odisha mentioned specifically, also about Purvadaya, and you've heard the Honorable Prime Minister express his views about the potential Odisha has in the tourism sector and about the future possibilities, which are immense. I'll share with you when I joined this service, which is quite some years back, 1990s, 1990 in fact. The first thing we used to talk about is Odisha has great potential. And I think it is this potential, the time has come when we have the ability today and the manpower to actually translate that vision we have into reality.
In fact, one or two examples come to my mind immediately. If you want to talk about facts, if you have seen the Utkarsh Odisha presentation, the second slide probably has a slide which says that our land area is equal to Bangladesh and our population is equal to Spain, about 47 million people. Spain as a country gets about 92 million tourists every year. I will not state the figures for Odisha or India. We are far below. Yet at the same time, when you do some kind of a mapping in terms of resources, in terms of other, let's say, other aspects which will help tourism, you will find the state of Odisha is actually blessed with what is necessary to be one of those leaders and where tourism becomes one of the growth engines for the state. And one example comes to my mind is Kerala. You've all heard about the Kerala growth story. Kerala also had a very low footfall in terms of tourism, but they got their act together, worked on the ecosystem, and you would have seen the transformation which happened in Kerala and the tourist footfall which increased subsequently. I came here not to address you but more to learn from you, and I would do that, but just I thought from the state's perspective it's important to let you know that this is a priority sector for the government, and we feel a lot of growth and the jobs we want to generate in the coming 5 years would come from the tourism sector. Second, our Honorable Chief Minister always mentions that this is a people's government. And why I mentioned Kerala was that one of the success stories behind Kerala was the private sector led tourism development. We feel that my colleagues who are sitting on the dais here and many of you who work in the tourism sector, we would like to, further work on our policies to create a very conducive environment from you. We were just discussing, I was sitting with the Deputy Chief Minister, we were discussing about yesterday what the Honorable Prime Minister said about wedding destinations. So ma'am was asking that can't we near Konark, have a place which is a wedding destination, a UNESCO site, it's got a beach very near to Puri, it's got natural beauty, people would come. So we would be, the state is very, very open, and that's the point I want to make. We are very open, we would like to listen to you, you give us the ideas. And if there are niche areas, let us work on them. Let us set up anchor, let's say anchor startups or company, whatever you want to call it, as an example around which the ecosystem would grow. So both ways, I think, which Balwant pointed out, while we are planning on the infrastructure, we have a very good policy on hotels, hotel rooms. We are willing to work on it so that if we have a target of, let us say, from 2,500 3-star and above hotels to convert it to 5,000, 6,000, we'll work on it. Decentralize it. Tour operators, if they need something, we'll work on it. All our sites, we were discussing, we said if somebody comes to Chilka, and this is what was mentioned to be one of our high commissioners who had visited us during Bali Jatra. She was mentioning that I went to Chilka, but I didn't know how to hire a boat. There is nothing very specifically, it's not easy for somebody from outside to hire a boat there. Or if she wanted to have seafood, she didn't know which is a good place. That basic information which a tourist from abroad or somebody needs, that ecosystem, or standard, let's say, toilets and other things. One of the ideas we were thinking is, can't we retrofit all these places? Have a scheme where we encourage people who are already there to have a basic minimum standard of, let's say, hygiene for food, hygiene for bathrooms and things like that. Possibilities are immense. And We would like you, when we go forward, we would like you to actually use this workshop and subsequently to come up with ideas. And where you want in niche areas. We were also discussing like if you want me to give you a list, there are so many places in Odisha which can be developed into global sites. So we have to think at that level, and that's what I request you. The state is looking at it very aggressively. We would like to invest very aggressively, but when we get the sites, both at a huge domestic tourism, but also at the global, make it a global standard. If you just, I mean, you can just name it. You talk about Simlipal, there are very few places like that. Konark, we did mention about that. Bhitarkanika, Satkosia, you see the Hirakud Dam, Debrigarh. There are so many places besides the long beach and a culture. And I mean, the point I'm saying is that we have many ideas in our head. The time has come to work together. Let us sit together. We will depend upon you because you are working in the field. You will have much more ideas about what works and what doesn't work. Ultimately, the economics should work for everybody. The people who are in the tourism sector, if they are investing, then the economics should work. The state can help you. If in the initial years the economics don't work, we can subsidize to that extent. The common infrastructure which has to come up, we can do that. We are subsidizing flights. So all those, the things in the ecosystem which you require from the government, we will very aggressively promote. And you can have faith that the Honorable Deputy CM is there, I am there. We will respond very quickly. We don't want to waste any time in getting things on the ground. So if you have the ideas today which you are discussing, we will be sitting, the secretary would be, we would, and we would be pushing these things at a very, very accelerated pace. So that's my request to you. Please be open, please come up with ideas. All of you are doing something. What you feel are the missing gaps, what needs to be done, so that if you are successful, the state would be successful in promoting tourism. And that's my request to you. And if there are people out here who are attending this, looking for opportunities to invest, you would have had a flair and experience of what the state is, how the bureaucracy is, how the Honorable Chief Minister, ministers, what their intent is, and you please feel comfortable to do that. You can have faith in the government. We are very interested. Our prime objective is to create jobs, get employment, get growth. And tourism will play a very substantial role in that. The advantage of tourism is that in terms of employment multipliers, it's huge. The potential for creating employment is huge. And we also realize that it is a team effort. We would like the private sector to flourish, and the government will definitely come in with the support and ecosystem we require. So please do not become, as they said yesterday, become part of this growth story. Do not lose this opportunity. You can rest assured the government is there with you. And let us, when 5 years down somebody looks back, they should say that together what we have done was very good for the state, and we actually achieved what we had set out to do. So wish you all the best, and thank you once again for attending this workshop. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, esteemed Chief Secretary Sri Manoj Jahoja, for sharing the strategic vision for Odisha's development and growth. Next, we have an engaging session where key hospitality investors will share their experiences of working in Odisha and their insights into the state's potential and further investments. I must mention that each of these stalwarts has significantly influenced the hospitality industry, contributing to its growth and setting new benchmarks in service excellence. I will be humbly requesting all the dignitaries to present their thoughts in 2 to 3 minutes maximum, because we are already running behind the schedule. Moving ahead, very first I will be requesting India President and Whole-Time Director, Mayfair Hotels and Resorts, Shri Manoj Gowda. Can we welcome him with a thundering round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Namaskar to all of you. Honorable Deputy CM, Honorable Chief Secretary, our Commissioner Cum Secretary, Mr. Balman Singh, and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Friends, I am here to share my experience as an investor in Odisha. I have been given 2 to 3 minutes only, so I would like to close very quickly. I will start from the last sentence that Chief Secretaries are told. The success story of tourism depends upon our success. If you are success, then the tourism is growth in the state will be success. To my knowledge, tourism cannot be grow taking with the government's responsibility only. It has to be a dual responsibility of the government as well as the private players. There are few points that I would like to share how it is working for the overall development of the tourism sector. So far as government responsibility is concerned, government is responsible for infrastructure development, promoting and marketing tourism in the state, and policy support for bringing investments. I think we heard all these things from Honorable Secretary and Chief Secretary, the strategic planning, what they are doing for this sector. And Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned about our state, how it is to tourism potential there. Now it comes to us, how we will take it up, how we will capitalize it for the overall growth of this tourism sector in this state of Odisha. Our responsibility is to develop the tourism units in the state. Second, to maintain the quality of the service and to meet the expectation of the visitors to the state, to keep it high in competition with all other states and nationally and internationally. These are our responsibility as a private sector to contribute for the tourism development of the state. I will share my personal experience because I have been working with a leading player in this part of the country, Mayfair Hotel and Resorts. I have working with this company since last 25 years. And because of my change in job profile, I am directly involved in the investment since last 3 years. Since last 3 years, why I am giving all these examples? I am giving these examples to make you understand how Odisha is very proactive to getting investor in the state, how we can contribute to the tourism development in the states. I will give some example of my company, how it is so conducive, how the government is so proactive, supportive to develop tourism units in Odisha. Since last 3 years, we have been taking up 6 tourism projects in the state, costing around 1100 crore rupees. 3 projects already done, opened, and 3 projects are under construction. The first one, today we are all talking about the MICE tourism. Definitely Bhubaneswar is emerging as a MICE tourism destination for the entire country. So government is kind enough to award 12-acre land to us to develop a convention center in Bhubaneswar. This project is under implementation, that is under construction. 50% construction is over. We are coming up with 300 rooms and the state-of-art and modern facility for all kind of events, like we are here here for Utkarsh Odisha, and we have already seen the Pravati Bharatiya Divas. The kind of requirement is required, this kind of big size mega events, that we are going to provide everything there in our upcoming property in Mayfair Sanctuary. We have closely studied the requirements that required in this Janta Maidan. We have been capturing all the tit and bit of the requirements. Carefully we are developing this property which definitely will meet the requirement of the state as a state-of-art convention center with 300 well-appointed rooms. That was the first one. Second, the government wanted to develop a property in Jharsuguda. It is an industrial belt area because industry, to support industry, tourism project also very much required, where the people will stay, where they will conduct their conference and conventions, all this thing. So we have put up a project in Jharsuguda in a record time of less than 1 year. Although the development period was 3 years, we have developed that property less than 1 year. Then next project was at World Cup Village. We all know Odisha hosted 2 World Cup men's hockey event, and they have created a 200 to 25 room hotel over there. It's a hostel, they call it a hockey hostel. But post that, how to manage that? We got the opportunity to manage that, although we are not making profit. It's a matter of sentiment and emotion for the state. We are been taking it and we have been now converting that hostel to a resort. We have put our investment there and making it a fine resort in the western Odisha, which will give lot of opportunity. Coming to this site, then we are developing another project in Paradip also that will contribute to the port city of the Odisha. We will develop another project in Satpada, which is going to be a wellness center. It's also a mega project. Why I am sharing all this experience here? Here the government is very supportive. One thing you can realize, they are very proactive and forward-looking government, be it through tourism department, EPCOL, EDCO, works department, any department, whenever you are approaching them, definitely they are in a mood to help you out, to bring more investment in this sector. There are a lot of potentials, everybody realized, and up to Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned about that, because we have a 1,000 years heritage and art. We are definitely very big potential in this state to take it forward as a national and international destination for so far as tourism concerned. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gowda. Moving ahead, I would be requesting CMD Swasti Group of Hotels, none other than Sri J.K. Mahanti, to present his thought. And 2 to 3 minutes, sir, maximum time.
Namaskar. Honorable Deputy CM, Mrs. Prabhati Parida, Honorable Chief Secretary, Commissioner Cum Secretary, Mr. Balwant Singh, and my dear colleagues from the industry, ladies and gentlemen, and members from the media. Well, I will not take much time to share my experience here. I stepped into the hotel industry since 1981, and I am only in the hotel industry. We have 5 properties and an investment of around 800 crores already invested in this state. We have proposal for another 4 projects in different locations of the state, and plans are on. Well, I will only say I see a lot of new faces here who have come to explore opportunities of investment in the state. I will only say that mostly the Make in Odisha and the Invest Odisha, there is a lot of publicity on minerals and materials of Odisha, rich minerals below the soil. But I will only say Odisha is much richer with its tourism potential above the soil. Further, we in the Swasti Group, we already have invested around 800 crores and are employing about 1,700 people. We would be in next 2 years investing around 400 crores, for which we have already acquired. The government has given us land in different places. We have acquired the land, the plans are in progress, and the investments would be, banks have also, are very keen to invest with us, looking at our past financial records. We have been focusing on mice business. We have just opened a property in Puri, which is exclusively for your mice business. You are here, Mr. Tiwari. We would like you to invite you and go and see that property. I will not take much time here, but with people like us who are in the tourism sector, what we are experiencing here is that this is the right time to invest in Odisha. We have a Deputy Chief Minister, Mrs. Prabhati Parida, who calls us and wants to know what is your problem. Who calls us, how can I help you? Chief Secretary has been calling me twice. He said, mentioned twice, Mr. Mahanti, come to my office. We will discuss and take tourism forward. Mr. Balwant Singh, one of the brilliant officers of the state, he is so aggressive, he made us sit down in his office for 5 hours without food. And with 2 cups of tea, he said, what are the changes? He understood as a new entrant into the tourism sector. He sat with us for 5 hours, and then my diabetic blood sugar also went up. But people like these, Mrs. Prabhati Parida, who we were, when she became a Deputy Chief Minister and Tourism Minister, we were little apprehensive of kya hoga. But now we realize, abhi hi hoga. Thank you.
Amazing speech, definitely. You know, we can feel the adrenaline rush. Exactly, this is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Moving ahead, let's welcome Managing Director for India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Atmosphere Hotels and Resort, a very known name in the industry, Mr. Saubhagya Mahapatra.
Namaskar. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Secretary, Honorable Tourism Secretary, and dignitaries on the stage and off the stage. And it is a privilege, honored to be speaking in front of this august crowd. I must tell you, I am involved in this hospitality industry, tourism industry from last 33 years. Yes, I have started my career from Odisha, and now I am of Odisha, but definitely in the heart always the Odisha is there. And even if in fact few days back during the Pravasi Bharatiya program, our founder, Mr. Salil, has given a press note that after the Maldives projects, after we have almost 9 projects in Maldives, and with a beautiful ecosystem, if you want to grow, we want to grow next in Odisha only. Because me and Salil both are from the Odisha and from the Bhubaneswar itself, and we want to give a different what we call leisure tourism, or the I can tell you the ecosystem tourism in the Odisha. If you'll ask me my experience when I was in Oberoi, that time few people talk about the tourism means 3 segment of tourism and 3 destination of tourism. Today's, like, after 2012, I can feel the tourism destination and segment has been increased. Today, we are talking about the tourism. That time, if we go to any kind of medical conference, any conferences, business, people talk about where is the room. If I remember correctly, 2001, there is a gynecology conference happening. I was heading the one of the division. So it was very difficult to organize the rooms for them. And we are being a director in the FHRI, I got this convention to Odisha, the 50th Golden Jubilee at Odisha in 2015. And it was a very difficult to explain, please come and have your conference here, because there is no 5-star rooms except 2-3 hotels, because there is a 10,000 members are there. So now, of course, there is a lot of changes. It is my experience. I can tell you, earlier tourism means few people. Now, big hall is full, and people are always wanted to listen. Government wanted to listen from the investor what they want exactly. And I'll take it to again the Pravasi Bharat, the respected Mr. Amitabh Kant, what he has mentioned about the Odisha. You must go for the niche tourism, and the niche tourism can get you the place you in world map. And luxury, I think I'm also always feel luxury is required. Of course, the other industries are there, and we must attract the luxury hospitality or the tourism to the Odisha. And one more want to mention about the cuisine tourism. Cuisine, people like, I think last time Chef Sanjeev Kapoor was mentioning about the cuisine tourism, which is a very important. Whoever is staying also, they are looking for different type of food in Odisha. And we have lots of varieties of food. We are not able to put it in the proper buffet. So we need to give a stress on the cuisine tourism. And another tourism, we are talking about the MICE tourism. I will just change the name from MICE to business tourism. And I'll call it as in Bhubaneswar, any hotels are coming, let it as a leisure hotel. Business with a leisure. We are starting a property at Calcutta. It is a leisure, and it is almost 235 rooms with 1,20,000 banqueting. And with a facility, it is almost a over luxury hotel. And of course, we are getting a query of more than 50,000 rupees. So I think it is possible in Odisha also. And I heard Mr. Manoj and Mr. Jakemanti, they have mentioned about a lot of things. I think it will come up. And if we will get an opportunity, we have presence at 17 countries in world, and we are getting the people from 32 countries. And I have the people who is working from from the 32 countries also with us, say about 3,000 people in Maldives. I want to get something to the Odisha. We have already in the project already passed, so we are expecting the land soon, and we will definitely
show us a good show here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahapatra. Now I would be requesting GM Tajpuri, Mr. Ankit Tandon.
Don't worry. The lady told me I need to be short and crisp. Am I right? So, Tata Group has always had a very long relationship with Odisha. What we did by bringing the Indian Hotels Company Limited through our different brands, we brought Vivanta, we brought Selection, and if I have to represent myself right now, we are the new entrant and we are the latest one who can clearly say the support which we got from the tourism department, from the tourism section. We just opened our initiated property of Taj Puri Resort and Spa Odisha. So that's the first luxury brand of Taj which has come into Odisha. Our promoters, Prabhat Hospitality, were very keen, as Mr. Mohapatra was saying, that we look at to something called a niche and a leisure segment. What our experience has been, any call to the tourism department, I have had the privilege of meeting ma'am, I met Mr. Singh, the local authorities at Puri. The support which we are getting to ensure that Puri, which has always been known as a spiritual hub or a spiritual town, can also be looked upon as a destination which will have multiple offerings. Going to Chilika, the beach. So it's not only one night destination visiting Jagannath Ji. Let's explore it, develop it, and make it a place where people can come and explore spirituality with leisure. The support which we get from the government, the initiation which has comes from their end, the local authorities have been calling us, asking us what do you need more. This is something which the tourism needs. Employment opportunities, as most of the panelists mentioned, is something which we are going to generate. The line which yesterday was initiated by the Honorable CM and then mentioned by PM, yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai, got really good with the tourism department right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we will be requesting Mr. Durga Rath, who is the Director of Promote Hospitality, to share his thought.
Good morning, everyone. Deputy CM ma'am, Chief Secretary sir, Balwant Singh sir, and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I'm the youngest probably on the dais. So thank you so much for making me part of this. It has been a great journey for me. I think mine is one of the first PPP project which I did with Odisha Tourism, and from a 7-room Panthanivas it became a Radisson affiliated hotel, and the journey has been excellent for me. And I'll give you a nuance. When I took over Gopalpur project, everyone scared me that you will not get a CRZ clearance and something of that sort. But I'll tell you, department has handholded me through the entire process, and I could do everything from the scratch to the first billing. It was 20 months straight. So within 20 months, I could sell my room for a price. So you can imagine I got that kind of support, and because of that I could do the project. So thank you so much, and I'm sure we know all Balwant Singh sir during his tenure in Puri. I think the transformation we saw on the beaches, on the roads and everything was immense. I think you just need officers and bureaucrats like them to make sure we are on the right direction. And I'm sure with the initiative of double engine ki sarkar, I think we'll do better. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the closing statement especially. Ladies and gentlemen, I would be requesting Director Kamath Hotels, Vishal Kamath, to please come and share his perspective.
Namaskar. Namaskar, madam. Namaskar, my esteemed colleagues on the dais. Namaskar to all you who have come here. Jai Jagannath. मैं ये बहुत शॉर्ट और स्वीट रखूंगा क्योंकि आपने तो बहुत कुछ सुना है, गवर्नमेंट की प्रशंसा भी सुनी है, मगर एक छोटा एक इसमें एक ऐड करता हूँ मैडम। 2006 में जब मैं आया था मेरे पिताजी के साथ, मेरे पिताजी बोले चलो हमको भुवनेश्वर जाना है। मैंने बोला भुवनेश्वर पापा, उड़ीसा नहीं, आई वॉन्ट यू टू कम विथ मी। एंड आई रिमेंबर 2006 में जब मैं उड़ीसा आया, 2006 में उड़ीसा वॉज अ वेरी डिफरेंट प्लेस। मगर आने के बाद एक कहावत है, आपको वही मिलता है जो आपको डिजर्व होता है। यहाँ के लोग, यहाँ का खाना, यहाँ की संस्कृति, यहाँ का स्नेह। 18 साल हो गए हम अभी तक यहाँ ही हैं और जगन्नाथ जी की कृपा से 18 साल 80 साल बने, यही मैं कृपा करता हूँ। आज हमारे भुवनेश्वर में है, हमारा कोणार्क में है, पुरी में हमारा क्या हमारा आने वाला है वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप भी यहाँ आए। इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप आपका खुद का करेंगे, खुद का आप यू विल डू योर ओन सर्वे, यू विल डू योर ओन इन्वेस्टमेंट metrics, but the reality is people who have come here have only thrived। और यहाँ के लोग अगर मैं कहूँ तो शायद शबरी भी ये ओडिया होती, यही मेरे को ऐसा लगता है। दिल में जो भी हो वो आपको आगे से देते हैं, वही आपको मैं यही कहता हूँ कि मेरे दिल में जो था मैंने आपको कहा। इसी प्रार्थना से मैं कहता हूँ कि प्लीज कम टू ओडिशा, इन्वेस्ट इन ओडिशा। द फैक्ट दैट यू आर ऑलरेडी हियर, यू हैव टेकन द फर्स्ट स्टेप। Going forward, I am sure that just like I have been here 18 years, you will also be here for the next lifetime of yours. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamath. Moving ahead, we come to a truly exciting part of this entire event, the announcement of investment intentions. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly announce first intentions worth over we can say Indian rupee 100 crore. I request the investors whose name I would be calling, some are on the dais already, they would be presenting or submitting their investment intentions. Ladies and gentlemen, can we expect a thundering round of applause from all of you? Thank you. We already have on dais Mr. Subhagya Mahapatra, Atmosphere Hospitality Private Limited, 5-star luxury resort. Location Bhubaneswar, Puri, Gopalpur, Konark, Korapur. Project cost 1,180 crores Indian rupees. This definitely calls for a huge round of applause from all of you who are the change makers, who are the key drivers if I talk about the growth of tourism industry of our state. Thank you. Next, let me invite Dr. Eaton Ben Sahar, New Vision for New Odisha, Multi-Utility Tourism Complex located at Puri. Project cost 1,000 INR, you can say. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Dr. Eaton Ben Shahar. Provide some room because we would be calling our investors. I'll be requesting media and photographers to provide some room. Mr. Sharad Dad, Utkal Builders Limited, 5-star hotel, location Puri. Project cost 500 crore. Mr. Manmohan Das, East Coast Ferry Private Limited, Cruise Tourism, location Puri, project cost 500 crore. Mr. Pradeep Beria, Virendra Hotels and Banquets Private Limited, 5-star hotel, Chandaka Bhubaneswar, 320 crores. We can expect some more round of applause from all of you. Thank you for giving energy to the room. Mr. Swasti Tapapatra, JBS Enterprises, 5-star hotel, Puri Gopalpur 270 crore. Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, Assotic Sun Growth Adobe LLP, location Sambalpur, 5-star hotel, project cost 297 crore, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Prabodh Mohanty, S&M Hotel and Resorts Private Limited, own land, 5-star hotel, location Puri, amounting 212.25 crore Indian rupees. I don't know. Mr. Santosh Kumar Naik, Prabhu Kripa Estates and Properties, location Puri, 4-star hotel amounting 170 crores, ladies and gentlemen, from Mr. Santosh Kumar Naik. Once again, we will be seeking the presence of Mr. Vishal Kamath Hotels India Limited, 5-star hotel, location Puri, amounting 168 INR. This will definitely, open new doors of employment also. Ladies and gentlemen, they need some more motivation, some more, good wishes from your end in the form of good round of applause. Mr. Abhinav Das, Ashirwad Engineering and Construction Private Limited, 5-star hotel, Bhubaneswar, and project cost 150 crore. Mr. Ramyakant Das, A.K. Das Associates, 5-star hotel, Puri, 150 crore. Mr. Ramyakant Das, so if you're there, okay. Let's provide some room. Congratulations, Mr. Das. Next, we are ready to welcome Mr. Vikas Devarta, Odisha Nirman Udyog Private Limited, 5-star hotel, location Gopalpur, project cost 120 crores. Mr. Vikas Devarta. Next, Mr. Devabrata Behra, Kashmir Holiday Inn, 5-star hotel, location Bhubaneswar, project cost 120 crores, ladies and gentlemen. Kashmir Holiday Inn. Let's welcome one of our esteemed panelists to be present on the dais as of now as an investor, Mr. Jubin Songadwala, ITC Limited, Bhubaneswar 5-star hotel, 119.14 crores. Mr. Zubin Songadwala. One more to be panelist for the session, Mr. Manoj Gowda, who is already there, Mayfair Hotels and Resorts Limited, location Paradev, and the project amounting 105 crores. Mr. Manoj Gowda. Next, can we call upon stage Mr. Jachak Mishra, SJ JRG Ventures, Puri, project cost 100 crores. Mr. Jachak Mishra, all right. Mr. Durga Rath, Pramod Hotels and Resorts, already there on dice, Bhubaneswar, 100 crores. Mr. Charidham Sahu, Charidham Company, Gajapati, 5-star hotel, project amounting 100 crores. I think we are lacking with energy in the room. Audience, thank you. All right, with this, we have completed the intentions. There are more number of intentions which we have segregated into various categories. I will be showing you the categories which include all these intentions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, both of you. Thank you. All right, the very first slide which you can see on the screen, 23 projects amounting 2,387 crore resort category. Next, 47 projects in hotel category amounting 3,792 crores. Next, hotel category, it's continuation, okay. Motel category and wayside amenity centers, 30 projects amounting 246 crores. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a big round of applause from all of you. Next, water sports, cruise, 9 projects amounting 554 crore. Then you can see the next slide, which is all about adventure sports, 4 projects amounting 23 crores. Amusement park, water park, 2 projects, 23 crores. Hospitality institute, 1 project amounting 7.50 crore. And the last slide, which is all about multi-utility hospitality center, 2 projects amounting 1,060 crores. And caravan, 2 projects, 58 crores. Camping, 1 project, 2.95 crores. With this, we have completed the investment intentions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing support. Thank you for being a part of the change which we are expecting, and we will be soon arriving at the phase of Viksit Odisha 2036. Next, we witness a significant step towards collaboration and growth, the exchange of a very important, a vital part, we can say, in the form of Memorandum of Understanding. Today, we mark the official partnership between NCSM and Department of Tourism, a union that promises to drive innovation and excellence in Odisha tourism sector. May I call upon stage Mr. Saroj Kumar Sai, OS Designation Joint Secretary, Department of Tourism, and from NCSM we have Subrat Kumar Mishra, Secretary. The objective of this MOU is to establish a collaborative framework between Department of Tourism and NCSM to develop world-class interpretation center, museums, tourist experience centers and related infrastructures in Odisha, aimed at showcasing the unique cultural, natural and historical heritage of the state. A big round of applause. Can we bring some more energy? Thank you. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, time has arrived that we would be seeking the humble presence of the true change maker, idol for entire women fraternity, who is currently holding the position of Deputy CM of Odisha, Srimati Prabhati Parida, a trailblazer known for her visionary leadership, strategic policy making and unwavering commitment to the development of the state. One more change you can see in the form of Subhadra event which you will be witnessing today. Under her leadership, Odisha has seen unprecedented progress in the implementation of welfare schemes, development projects, ensuring inclusivity and sustainability. She has spearheaded key infrastructure projects, creating robust frameworks for rural and urban development. If I talk about Subhadra Yojana, if I talk about tourism-related developments, they all are praiseworthy. And if I talk about the specific impact she is creating on entire women fraternity of Odisha and beyond, we are humble, we are privileged to have your presence, ma'am, holding the Ministry of Tourism. Please give a thundering round of applause in order to present the keynote address. Let's have Srimati Prabhati Parida, Deputy CM of Odisha. Ladies and gentlemen.
समस्त को नमस्कार। मंचरे उपस्थित मुख्य शासन सचिव मनोज आहूजा महोदय, विभागीय सचिव बलवंत सिंह महोदय, उपस्थित प्रमोद रथंकर सुपुत्र, प्रमोद ग्रुप प्रमुख, मे फेयर को नेतृत्व करुवा मे फेयर ग्रुप ऑफ होटेल्स को मनोज गौड़ा, आम समस्त को ये पाखरे स्वस्ति प्रीमियम ग्रुप्स मालिक, टूरिज्म रो नेशनल इंटरनेशनल स्तर रे बड़ प्रवक्ता डॉक्टर जेके महांती, ओबराई काम आरंभ करी एटमॉस्फेयर ग्रुप शरम महापात्र जी, सौभाग्य महापात्र जी, टाटा रो ताज ग्रुप रो दायित्व नहीं मिस्टर अंकित टंडन जी, कामथ ग्रुप रो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जे तांका पुत्र जे पूरी कोणार्क रे भल इन्वेस्टमेंट, भल होटेल करिचंती, भल बोटिंग क्लब करिचंती, महोदधि और लोटस नारे दुईटी टूरिज्म विभाग सहित पार्टनरशिप करिचंती। मो सामने बसी टूरिज्म विभाग रो समस्त अधिकारी माने सर्वप्रथमे धन्यवाद देवी। एठी को आसी सिंगल विंडो रे क्लियरेंस नहीं ओडिशा रो अपरूप सौंदर्य रे आहुरी परिस्फुटित करबा पई इन्वेस्टमेंट करिथिबा समस्त इन्वेस्टर्स माने, होटेलियर्स माने, एठी आसीथिबा अनेक टूर गाइड, टूर ऑपरेटर, हॉस्पिटैलिटी सेक्टर्स उपस्थित, टूरिज्म रो प्रमोशन रे सहायक हवा समस्त बंधु माने, मीडिया पर्सन्स, मते लागिला कि इंग्लिश रे कहबा आउ ठीक हबनी, कारण बहुत लोक बोधे ओडिया अछंती, कारण इन्वेस्टमेंट 85% ओडिया बंधु माने कले। सेतिपई देशर प्रधानमंत्री सब बेले कहूथिले, आमे जेतबेले जाउथिलु, मु भाबुची काहाकू बुझिबारे असुविधा हबो सेई कथाटा पुणी मो हिंदी रे कहि देबी, कारण इंग्लिश रे कहिले बेले बेले मनर कथाटा कहि होएनी। जेतबेले हमको कहूथिले कि बड़े बड़े इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब बिग इन्वेस्टमेंट will take time to change the demography of Odisha, but if you people will try, the small investment can make you beautiful in small times. So many of you must have visited Odisha many times. Many of you must try to do some business in Odisha with your money, but that time may not permit you to do some business with Odisha government. But as the CS told you, and our Chief Minister and Prime Minister कल सब लोग ने बोल के गए हैं, विकास और विरासत दोनों को मिलाना होगा। ओडिशा हैज द पोटेंशियलिटी। मुझे लगती है कि मैं 7 महीने में, मुझे जेके महांती हमेशा आते हैं मेरे पास, शिकायत करते हैं आप टूरिज्म को जितना टाइम देना चाहिए, जितना फोकस देना चाहिए, वो टाइम आप नहीं दे पा रही हैं। मैं बोली थी कि आई एम द मिनिस्टर ऑफ टूरिज्म। मैं कभी भी टूरिस्ट के नाते कभी कहीं घूमा नहीं। ये 7 महीने में मैंने वर्ल्ड टूर मार गई, लंदन, एडिनबर्ग, स्कॉटलैंड। I have visited many places like Shillong in Meghalaya. I have visited Assam. I have visited Jaipur to see the heritage tourism there. I have seen the man-made lakes, the town of man-made lakes, Udaipur there. And now where we have visited, we are just searching what better they can do. Once I told my officers, that time DC Onurag is with me, and my total team, like my secretary, my director, my all of the staffs is with me. I asked them after the visiting total London for 3 days, why the tourists are coming to London and why not to Odisha? They told we have lot of potentialities, but the marketing style is high in London. We fail in that. We cannot show off our marketing. So in that way, we have here in Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, we have seen lot of potentiality persons in hospitality. And we have seen there in London Bridge, in the cruise there in London. I see one comedian and magician makes lot of funds so that tourist is coming line by line to make an half-hour fun with them. Some magicians standing and doing magics in the roadside so that people are attracted. But in Odisha, we have lot of potentialities by blessing of Lord Jagannath. We have not created much. The sea, 500 kilometers sea beach, we have not created. The dense forest of Similpal, we have not created. We have not created the highest peak, Devamali. We have not created the Bhitarkanika. What we are going to see in Konark Sun Temple, we have not created. The forefathers who have created that. And the temples of Mukteshwar, temples of Lord Jagannath, Prabhu Lingaraj, Bindu Sagar, everywhere, Rajarani temple, there is a lot of heritage site. Though we are not created, I think we are not marketing it properly. So we can show it when we sit together in London. We see a file where the Odisha is the best kept secret. So then we people decide, so this is the time. So we people decide और सीक्रेट को रखना नहीं, इस बार सीक्रेट को खोलना है। तो इस बार हम लोगों ने एक पन्ना, जैसे 6 प्लेस में हम लोगों का इको रिट्रीट चल रहा है, पुटसिल में है, सोनापुर में है, दारिंगीबाड़ी में है, भीतरकनिका में है। देयर आर highest is in Konark is famous for that eco retreat. Now eco retreat is going on houseful. So I think this is the proper time for the caravan tourism, for the adventure tourism, for the medical tourism, for the spiritual tourism, what we are going to enjoy with Odisha. And I am here asking Mr. Balwant, what is with that Thailand, Malaysia? What not in Odisha? why people, Odisha people is going there for the tourism sake, and why they are not staying here? So he told me, वहाँ पे खुलासा है, लोग मजा मस्ती कर रही हैं, उड़ीसा में शायद वो लोग वही नहीं, हम लोग फ्रीडम नहीं दे पा रही हैं। तो मुझे लगती है कि उड़ीसा को देखने के बाद आज एक टूरिज्म मिनिस्टर यहाँ पे जितना जैसे पीपल इन्वॉल्वमेंट डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए, आज तक यहाँ पे जो है वो नेचर के हिसाब से है, भगवान का दिया हुआ सब कुछ है, और जो कुछ कर रहा है सरकार कर रहा है। सरकार इतना नहीं कर पाएगा जितना पब्लिक सेक्टर कर पाएंगे। तो नाउ इज द टाइम, ऑल सीक्रेट of the Odisha tourism is going to open for you, and you people will make it the beautiful one. You come, invest, and make Odisha is the place where you can get the blessing of Lord Jagannath, Prabhu Lingaraj. You can go to the Buddhist corridor, enjoy the Buddhist stups, caves, and the mental peace there in Santi Stup, Dhauli, and everything. You can see the Nalwan of Chilika Lake, 10 lakhs above bars in different colors in 2-3 months. We are going to decide to take some museums, in bird museums, the museums in Koraput. We have visited 2-3 days to Koraput. Really, I never see such a beautiful area. In that Kolab reservoir, there is the highest hills, but none of the MU is for that. Koraput, Malkanagiri, that people have the spending capacity of more, and that is the connectivity what we talk with our Chief Secretary. If we will develop the connectivity, the Kolab river, we have that land that is owned by government, no hesitation for you to go that forest land, any problem. There is the clear-cut land there, and Kolab river is there. If you will develop caravan tourism there, if you will develop their hoteliers for the small hotel groups, those who are trying to start up business, I think the boat houses in Chilka, people tell me that in Kerala, there are a lot of boat houses. So people go there, enjoy boat house, but we have one. So lake is big, boat is one. So that it is open for you, you people come and do the houseboating there, so that people can enjoy that Iceland, that Satpura, the dolphin, the peaceful areas, the seafoods, the maritime museums, everything is there. I hope you will, when you came here, you must have finalized something in your mind. ये अच्छे बिजनेसमैन होते हैं जो आते आते चलते चलते मन बदलते हैं। अगर आप लोग इधर कोई दूसरे काम के लिए, इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए आए थे, अगर टूरिज्म सेक्टर के लिए आपका मन में कुछ बदलावपन आ रही है, तो मुझे लगती है कि टूरिज्म का प्रोग्रेस के लिए दिस टाइम इज द राइट टाइम। हम लोग आपको ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में आपको सहज बिजनेस करने देंगे, आपको लैंड भी देंगे, सब्सिडी भी देंगे, और जो जो बॉटलनेक आपको रोकता है इन्वेस्टमेंट से, आज मंत्री के नाते, राज्य के उप मुख्यमंत्री के नाते मैं आश्वस्त करती हूँ, आप सब लोगों का पैसा की, आप सब लोगों के समय की, आप सब लोगों की व्यवसाय की हम लोगों को कदर है। हम लोग विश्वास करते हैं कि आप लोगों के साथ ही ओडिशा की विकास हो सकती है। ओडिशा की विकास करने के लिए आप सब हमको सहयोग करें, हम भी आपको सहयोग करने के लिए तैयार हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for those golden, inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, time has arrived that we would be witnessing together more glimpses of Odisha's wonders. We have a series of captivating videos showcasing eco-retreat Odisha. Ladies and gentlemen, and with this, we are ending this session. We will be soon witnessing the, we can say, panel discussion. Thank you. We can continue with the video, please. And I'll be requesting our dignitaries to please join us for a fruitful panel discussion below the stage. Thank you so much, each one of you, for your valuable input, presents. Definitely a praiseworthy session, supported, contributed by each one of you. Thank you, audience. I would be requesting everyone to please stay back. We have a very important panel discussion where stalwarts of the industry would be joining us on the dais. For your kind information, let me take the names. Mr. Amit Mahajan, Vice President Development, MHRIL. Mr. Devashish Srivastava, Head of Business Development, South Asia, Radisson Hotels Group. Mr. Zubin Sogadwala, Vice President, Southeast ITC Hotels. Mr. Vikas Ray, Country Head, Ascot Hotels. Mr. Dinesh Chadda, Ex-Vice President, IHCL. Mr. Amresh Tiwari, CEO, Meetings and Incentives and Immediate Past Vice Chairman, ICPB. Mr. Devang Shah, founder 7X Weddings by Dev Raj, and the session will be moderated by Mr. Debajit Datta, Director and CEO, Impression Tourism Services India Private Limited. I request everyone to please stay back. I request everyone to please stay back and sit down so that we can call our participants, our eminent panelists on dais. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated, please be seated. We will have a very important panel discussion where we would be talking about celebrating connections, elevating MICE and wedding tourism as catalyst for economic growth. Let me tell you, which essentially means, or the theme highlights how meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibitions and wedding tourism drive collaboration, global collaboration, cultural exchange and significant economic impact while emphasizing innovative trends and sustainable practices. I'll be requesting everyone to please settle down. I can see number of gentlemen, they are still roaming here and there. Please sit down. We'll be just taking a couple of minutes for the necessary changeover. But for the session which we had witnessed just now, on behalf of entire team, entire department, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, dignitaries on the dais, our visionary audience, and of course everyone who have contributed to this enriching dialogue. The Deputy CM ma'am and Chief Secretary, they are already sitting below the dais. I request everyone to please settle down. Please settle down. They would be here for the discussion, the kind of dialogue exchange you are looking for. They are here only. I request everyone to please settle down. It's a humble request to all of you. Come on, yeah. I request all our panelists, Mr. Amit Mahajan, Vice President Development MHRIL, Mr. Devashish Srivastava, Head of Business Development South Asia, Radisson Hotels Group, Mr. Zubeen Songadwala, Vice President South and East ITC Hotels, Mr. Vikas Ray, Country Head Escort Hotels, Mr. Dinesh Chadha, Ex-Vice President IHCL, Mr. Amresh Tiwari, CEO Meetings and Incentives and immediate past Vice Chairman ICPV, Mr. Devang Shah, Founder 7X Wedding by Dev Raj, and the session would be moderated by Mr. Devajit Datta, Director and CEO, Impress and Tourism Services India Private Limited. I request everyone to please settle down once again. I want to tell all of you, assure all of you, this panel discussion a powerhouse of ideas and strategies. Our panelists bring decades of experience and global perspectives, offering us invaluable insights into the dynamic world of tourism. May I take some time to take you through their profile? The panelists whom we have with us today. Very first, Mr. Amit Mahajan, Vice President Development MHRIL. Mr. Mahajan is a seasoned leader in the hospitality and tourism industry, specializing in strategic development and expansion. With extensive experience at Mahindra Holidays and Resorts India Limited, a leader in vacation ownership and leisure travel, Mr. Mahajan has been instrumental in driving innovative tourism solutions and sustainable practices. Our next panelist is Mr. Devashish Srivastava, Head of Business Development South Asia Radisson Hotels Group. Mr. Devashish is a dynamic professional at the helm of Radisson Hotels Group's business development in South Asia. He is a driving force behind the group's aggressive expansion strategy in the region, focusing on introducing new properties and strengthening the brand's foothold. Next we have with us Mr. Zubeen Songadwala, Vice President, South and East ITC Hotels. He brings decades of expertise in the luxury hospitality sector. As Vice President of ITC Hotels, he oversees the operations and growth strategy for the South and East regions of India, ensuring seamless delivery of ITC's hallmark of responsible luxury. Known for his visionary leadership, Mr. Songadwala has spearheaded initiatives that blend opulence with sustainability, enhancing ITC Hotels' reputation as an eco-conscious luxury brand. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we have Country Head Escort Hotels, Mr. Vikas Ray, who oversees the operations and strategic growth of one of the world's leading service residence brands in India. With a focus on long-stay guests, corporate travelers and luxury accommodations, Mr. Ray has played a pivotal role in expanding the escort brand's presence across major cities. Can we welcome them with a round of applause from all of you, ladies and gentlemen? Moving ahead, we have Mr. Dinesh Chadha, ex-Vice President IHCL. He is a seasoned professional with over 3 decades of experience in the hospitality and tourism industry. As a former Vice President of the prestigious Indian Hotel Company Limited IHCL, he played a pivotal role in the strategic expansion and operational excellence of the company. With a deep understanding of market trends and customer expectations, Mr. Dinesh Chadha has significantly contributed to the growth of luxury hospitality in India. Moving ahead, we have Mr. Amresh Tiwari, who is a renowned leader in the meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions industry. As the CEO of Meetings and Incentives, he has been instrumental in promoting India as a premier MICE destination globally. Can we hear a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? His tenure As the immediate past Vice Chairman of ICPB further solidified his reputation as an advocate for the growth of MICE tourism in the country. Next we have with us Mr. Devang Shah, founder 7X Weddings by Devraj. He is a visionary entrepreneur and the creative force behind 7X Weddings by Devraj, a premium wedding planning company specializing in luxury and destination weddings. With an impeccable eye for detail and a flair for innovation, he has transformed the wedding planning landscape in India. Mr. Shah's company is celebrated for its ability to blend cultural traditions with modern aesthetics, creating unforgettable experience for clients. And we have the befitting moderator of the session, none other than Mr. Devajit Datta, a very known name in the industry for his relevant contributions, Director and CEO, Impression Tourism Services India Private Limited. Over to our moderator to carry forward the session.
Thank you. Namaskar. Honorable Chief Secretary, Honorable Secretary Tourism, all my friends from the Odisha tourism industry, hospitality industry. It's always a pleasure to be here in Odisha, and of course our eminent dignitaries on the dais. It is a wonderful opportunity, and I would like to thank Odisha Tourism and Government of Odisha for giving us this opportunity to discuss on wedding and MICE tourism. Jai Jagannath. I'm a Bengali and from the neighboring city of Kolkata. My earliest memory of travel is actually always connect me with Puri. Digha, Puri and Darjeeling for every Bengali. It's not a one-time destination, it's a multi-time destination. We come back again and again and again. So for us everywhere in Bengal or rest of India, Odisha is a destination for repeated travel, not for single travel. So that's, I think, the beauty of this state, beauty of this destination. And of course, having spent almost 20 years in responsible destination management all across East and Northeast India, curating experiential travel, I must say Odisha is one of the most interesting destinations to promote, be it in the domestic market or the international market. And of course, Odisha connects us with its rich cultural heritage and natural heritage. And no doubt of saying, if you think, Odisha is actually the oldest tourist destination in India. So I'm talking about the religious tourism. Since thousands of years, people from all across the region, they are coming to Odisha to visit Lord Jagannath. Being a destination management company, being a tour operator, inbound tour operator, MICE and wedding is something we always get nervous, tensed, because what happens when this season, MICE season arrives or wedding season arrives, our good old friend in the hospitality industry, they start becoming strangers. And then that puts a very big question marks on our existence, because we are primarily into inbound tourism. But that is the beauty and the interesting part of this today's discussion. I think MICE and wedding tourism, and especially MICE tourism, is going to reach at 8 billion in this current financial year. And of course, wedding tourism, people after the pandemic, they are looking for destination, not only culturally enriched, but also not only natural, full of natural beauty, but also they connect to the culture of this country and the region. So here we are today. I think our Honorable Secretary, he has given a very comprehensive, overview of the policies and the infrastructure that is there, and I'm very encouraged to see the kind of UI submitted today in terms of investment in Odisha. Especially Shobhagya is very old friend of mine, and that's the biggest investment that I could see, which has been doing on. So that's very encouraging for all of us in this region and this state. To start with, we are going to distribute, divide this entire discussion in two parts. The first part, we will be focusing on the positioning Odisha as a potential MICE and wedding tourism destination. And the second part, we will be discussing about the Odisha tourism policy, and our eminent panelist and subject expert, and we are very fortunate to have 4 hoteliers. 2 of them are already having properties in the infrastructure in Odisha, and then we have wedding planners, we have MICE operator, and we have tourism and hospitality advisory. So very comprehensive and very interesting panel indeed, and I'm sure the inputs that we get today from today's discussion, that will definitely enrich us, the government and the public and the private sector, to establish position MICE and wedding tourism in Odisha in the days to come. So I will start with Mr. Mahajan. Mr. Mahajan, you are primarily into leisure-driven products all across India. And of course, I think you're already having your footstep in eastern part of India, in Sikkim, in other parts of India. So what exactly your suggestion, because Odisha is also a leisure-driven destination right at this moment, primarily a leisure-driven destination. So with your expertise and experience, what would be your suggestion to adopt policies to leverage from both MICE and wedding in the state of Odisha, considering the infrastructure and the resources that we are having, and making Odisha is a 365 days destination. So what do you, Mr. Mahajan?
So thank you, Debjit. From our perspective, I'll give a brief introduction about ourselves. Basically, we are world's largest vacation ownership company after US, with 140 plus resorts across the globe. In India, we have a large membership base, which is over 300,000 affluent families attached with us. So we are very keen to look at eastern part of India, because that is an area where we are very weak right now. And Odisha is a big opportunity and a place with a lot of opportunities out here. So coming to your question as to how we can actually look at MICE to be around this thing, I think over the last couple of years, we have seen that there is a development of hybrid hospitality models that are coming up in India. Post-pandemic, we have heard terms like staycation, vacation, which are evident right now. So, if we look at the traditional hotels, which were a couple of years back, then weddings were not part of the hotels. The traditional hotels have also moved on to get weddings as part of the core business, because we can't live without that today. So that being the case, what is coming out is that the future hotels have to be practicing hybrid hospitality more so. That means that we cannot be dependent on one particular stream to look at business, and we have to get out of the traditional mindsets, marry work and business with relaxation, vacation, add up social and family engagements to that. So that would be a story whereby we stitch it in manner. It is important to have tech enablement into hotels whereby the work and business can work simultaneously there. For relaxation and vacation part, local experiences have to be curated and stitched to the property. And third is the family engagements and the social engagement that we want to do there. So it's a combination of all that we'll work through in the way forward. With regards to policy matters, I would say that it requires a little bit of deeper thought here as to the vision. What we have is to actually get these places, get the requisite demand. So one is basically the social engagement and the family engagements will come there. But for the MICE, that is not a driver. For the MICE, there has to be demand centers which has to be created. And that probably cannot be done by the private parties. That is, the government support would be required to create those demand centers, whether it is convention centers. As the Honorable PM yesterday said, that concert tourism is something, the first time the terminology came out, and it was actually the right terminology. Yes, we saw the success of that Coldplay in India. And I think this requires stadiums, other kind of event centers to be created. Maybe a hub and spoke model is to be created, whereby the hubs have these demand centers which cater to the spokes, which are the leisure destinations. So that would be the brief from my side to take it up. Thank you.
Thank you. And I must ask you one question.
Yeah.
After coming here and looking into this entire, initiative,
Right.
are you feeling lucky?
Yeah. We have been, this is the third conclave that we are attending. So we have been part of this
And
journey.
then next year, can we see you in the dais?
Yeah, obviously, we would be very
That's
keen to
about
be
your
that. And I think,
judgment?
I think we have been working very closely with the government, and government has been hand-holding on every aspect. We get stuck up with problems, we're trying to find solutions and moving ahead. So it's a pleasure to be here and honor to be here. Thank you.
Mr. Mahajan. Thank you very much. Mr. Srivastava, you're having more than 100 hotels across East and South Asia. So, based on your expertise and experience running corporate hotels and leisure hotels all across this region, what the specific gap that we find here in Odisha to position this destination as a successful wedding and MICE destination in comparison to the other destination where you have your infrastructure? So, very quickly, if you can
Just a fact check first to introduce Radisson Hotel Group has 200 hotels in India.
Sorry, 200, yes.
130 operational hotels and 70 in the pipeline. That said, we also have 3 hotels in the state of Odisha. One is operational in Gopalpur thanks to our partners Pramod Hotels and Resorts. One is under construction in Bhubaneswar, which is going to be the first internationally branded hotel of the city. And one is under construction in Puri. And we look forward to having many more hotels across the state. That said, Mr. Datta, I must tell you, we are extremely bullish about Odisha as a destination. And not only as a hospitality destination, but also as a MICE destination. Now that gets me to the point of how to position it. There are 2 sides of it. One is the softer side, which is exactly what Mrs. Parida touched upon, branding the destination. You know, everybody knows that it has potential. It's a fact that it has potential, but very few people know that it has it. It has natural reserves, it has natural beaches, it has natural ability to be able to attract tourists from across the country, and why only across the country, from across the world. So that's the softer side of it, that probably we need to invest more and more in branding the destination as a MICE destination. Then comes what can be done tangibly to make it a preferred MICE destination, a weddings destination. And I believe in hard-hitting stuff. Do we have anything comparable to Yashobhumi or Geo Convention Center or Hyderabad International Convention Center, or for that matter, even an exhibition center like Pragati Maidan? We need to have one. That one would start placing ourselves at the top of the mind of people who create demand. That one convention center is the need of the hour. That said, it's just not one thing that contributes towards the growth of a destination as a preferred MICE destination. Then comes the infrastructure. Let's talk about hotels. I'm a hotelier, why won't I talk about hotels? We need to have hotels of international standards, but I'm not only talking about upscale, upper upscale or luxury hotels. I'm talking about hotels across segments, right from budget hotels to mid-scale to upscale and right up to luxury hotels. To have those hotels, we need to have investors who would invest in future. You know, Mr. Durga Prasad is sitting here from Pramod Hotels. When he conceptualized the property that, you know, I'll have a hotel at this destination, it was ahead of its time. And you need to have that risk-taking ability to be able to invest in future, and when the demand reaches there, you would be the first one reaping that benefit. So we need to have people who should come forward and invest in the future for having hotels as a support infrastructure. Then comes connectivity angle to it. We need to have more and more international flights coming to Bhubaneswar, at least to start with, and then to Odisha, so that in future, it's easy to reach out to this destination, to be able to host meetings and centers, conferences, and why only those things, also weddings. So I think these are the kind of things probably we need to look at, and Odisha doesn't need to copy. I took some names, but we don't need to copy anything, because we are very well supported by our culture, flora and fauna, our natural reserves. Probably we need to create experiential products so that we have a differentiating element as well, to the tangible side of it. So differentiation part of it is also very important to be able to make it a preferred MICE destination, MICE and weddings destination. I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
That's wonderfully presented. Thank you very much. I think Odisha as a destination, the next big thing is happening is the ITO convention, Indian Association of Tour Operators. We are going to have our next annual convention. We have legendary Mr. J.K. Mohanty, Regional Chapter Chairman ITO, and my elder brother. So we are going to be having almost 1,000 tour operators from all across India and industry leader, hospitality leader. They're coming to visit Odisha. So I think we are slowly coming into the map. That's quite encouraging. Mr. Zubin, I think you are already operating one beautiful hotel. I'm staying, Welcome Hotel, and then two Fortune hotels are coming in. One already there in Bhubaneswar, another is just started in Puri. So just to convert this state into a successful MICE destination and wedding destination, what USPs we all should be focusing on while positioning this state, as per your ideas and experience, if you can kindly enlighten us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and thanks of course to the government of Odisha as well. When I was invited for this conclave, I readily accepted. But then there was another engagement that came up in Bombay. ITC Hotels today got listed on the NSC, for which I was hoping to be there. But then I was told that I think this is an important event you should not miss. And I must say that I'm glad I'm here. I've got no regrets for not being in Bombay. I was there virtually online seeing the ceremony, but what I'm seeing here today and witnessing, I think, is history. We always talk about two sides of the coin, and that is, what is it that the government is doing, and the second is, what is it that the industry or what is it that the sector is doing. Today we have seen what the government is doing. We have seen what the intent is. I have visited many such conclaves in my role and responsibility in different states. The proceedings, speeches, exchange of MOUs done, and we don't see any government officials in the hall any longer. We still have the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister here, Minister of Tourism. We still have
big round of applause. I think this is the first time
the Chief Secretary, Secretary Tourism here with us, wanting to hear from the industry. So, I mean, I can tell you, unprecedented, never seen this in the past. So, thank you, sirs and ma'am, and I can assure you, we are with you on this. ITC Hotels opened its first hotel during the pandemic, almost, on the highway. And within a short span of literally 3 years, we realized the potential of the state and the city. Over the last 18 months, we have taken 2 big decisions to construct a hotel in Puri and to expand the existing infrastructure in Bhubaneswar, seeing the potential of MICE and wedding destinations. We had a conservative outlook, I must admit, when we opened this hotel. 100-room hotel with a relatively smaller banquet hall. We have seen the potential of what it is today. Over the years, I have visited Bhubaneswar when we had the FHRAI convention in my official capacity, seen the convention centers that exist in the city, which is now more than doubling in capacity, I believe. I have visited Bhubaneswar and Puri as a tourist. When I was in Calcutta, I enjoyed the hospitality of my good friend here, Shagata, a few years ago, and Smriti Biswal was also here. So I've had a great personal affiliation, and now my professional affiliation with the state is growing, because I'm seeing what the state is capable of doing, not just having beautiful infrastructure or beautiful natural resources and talking about it, but now putting money where their mouth is and ensuring that they bring in those footfalls, bring in those tourists to start spending money. So I believe that all of us here are here to live that vision of the state and to grow the state together. What ma'am said, 85% of the investment in Odisha is coming from Odias. but it is only when the Odias themselves or when the locals themselves show the conviction and confidence in their state, it will open the eyes of the rest of the states and the rest of the investors from across the country. And that's what's happening today. So all the best and thank you once again.
Thank you, Jubinji, and I think that's wonderfully, presented the real experience from working experience in from Odisha, and thank you very much. Coming to Mr. Vikas Roy, I think just if you can enlighten us, how distinctive proposition that leverages in cultural heritage while meeting the requirement for mice and wedding. So we have our cultural heritage and natural heritage, and combining that with the requirement of mice, and this is somehow we have to work. We have wedding and mice operator here, but they will be sharing their views also. But your views on that note, if you can kindly share with us.
Thank you very much. Culturally, we are very rich. Why I say we? Because I'm in Odia. I was born in Sambalpur, studied in Bhubaneswar, passed out from school Bhubaneswar, and yesterday I was taking, a tour in my school, and I just could not recognize Bhubaneswar. I came here before, but in last 28 years after passing out, I see Bhubaneswar changed completely, and even Sambalpur, which is my native place, is coming up. So culturally, we are very, very rich. There is no second thought about it. Now, talking about how to blend that with the MICE destinations, few of our colleagues in the panel said that we need to have infrastructure, and understanding from previous sessions that there are certain big infrastructure by the promoters here in Odisha are getting constructed, and we foresee huge convention centers coming up in Odisha as well. Went through a beautiful presentation and complete detailed outline through Secretary Tourism as well on the policies. Trust you me, I've worked in various states. I've opened many hotels for various brands, but the kind of state industrial policy Odisha has drafted is just beautiful. If I can request, ma'am, here Odisha is looking for larger investments. So we have a capping. Probably that capping can be removed about 50 crores, because there are promoters who wants to spend more than 100, 200 crores. So in case that capping of 20 crores can be removed, that's a request from my side.
We will be talking, I'm sorry to interrupt, we will be talking about the policy enhancement and the second half of the discussion. Yeah.
So, and culturally, I think it can be blended. I mean, to my question, coming back to that, we are culturally very, very rich. We are already engaging our local, partners, and with growth, with infrastructure, once we have larger conventions in the place, I think Odisha has everything.
So, Ascot, I have seen not yet stepped into the eastern part of India. Now there is a trend of looking east, look east.
Correct.
So can we expect, being a son of the soil, something good news coming to the department very soon?
Absolutely,
That's great.
Brings me to Odisha. That's why I am here today.
Thank you very much. That's another wonderful news, ladies and gentlemen. Moving into Devang, one of the most leading wedding planner, organizing wedding across borders in India and abroad. So, from your perspective, Devang, what potential that you see in Odisha? If you can kindly brief us, the government and the audience, what is the exact potential that you get? I think you have never organized any event in Odisha till date. So, and you are here for the first time. So, what potential that you see, and any insight that you can share with all of us? Over to you.
So, first of all, let me correct that. I did a couple of events in Jagannath Puri way back. This was some 10, 12 years back, when the scenario in Odisha was completely different. So that was a nice moment. We at 7X Weddings, we've been pioneering in international and domestic weddings. Me and Rajat, we started this wedding company a decade ago, and with the vision of pioneering in exceptionally good destination weddings. I strongly believe in Narendra Modi ji's vision of Wed in India, and we strongly promote Indian properties and Indian destinations. So, as a wedding planner, your question when you ask me that how we can promote Odisha. So when I select as a wedding planner, when I select any destination, the most important factor which we keep in mind is the connectivity. For me, it's very essential for my guests to travel comfortable and ease. Okay, that is very, very important part. So I see Bhubaneswar is very well connected to all the major cities of India. And now I think you're expanding the horizons and the international travel also. So I see huge potential here. I'm quite intrigued with the concept of temple weddings. So, yeah, so we brought a concept in Jaipur wherein we make people stay at the hotel and we make them travel to City Palace for a wedding.
Royal wedding.
Yeah.
That's royal wedding.
So that's a royal wedding. So here I see amazing opportunity because we have a beautiful landscape, cultural heritage, stunning temples. And to bring exceptionally good weddings. One wedding, one wedding like that, which will definitely create a showcasing platform, which we can promote on a social media, which will bring more crowd, more people here with a varied clientele. Apart from that, what I believe most important is, we should also explore a lot of culinary experiences, cuisine, different cuisines from different parts of country. Like if I told, we proudly say that, Jaja was say Gujarati, Tyatya was say Gujarat. Okay, so if I want to bring Gujarati weddings here, probably, when I'm here, probably I'll promote, I'll go back home, I'll shout out loud to my fellow wedding planners also to bring a lot of Gujarati weddings, Marwadi weddings to Odisha, because we have a landscape here. So one factor in Gujarati and Marwadi weddings, very important factor is food. Food is very, a lot of hoteliers are here, dignitaries are here from the hotels. I'm sure the food plays a very important role. So we should have a cultural exchange programs in terms of a lot of decor and catering teams should visit the weddings at different parts of country. They should understand our requirements, and we should develop an culture here where we can deliver to this kind of weddings basically. So that will create a showcasing platform. We can market that digitally well once we start doing good weddings here. And then I think Odisha is absolutely promising sector for weddings.
Thank you, Devang. Madam, we have a new product, temple wedding. I think that sounds interesting. I think we all must agree that thanks to Devang, that creating a new brand statement for wedding tourism in Odisha, temple wedding. We should cultivate this, we should work extensively to make this brand visible in the national and international market. Thank you, Devang.
I'll tell you, Devaji, one more point since ma'am is here and sir is here. A lot of NRIs are coming to us to organize temple weddings, actually. And we are actually in short of the sites like this. Thank you so much for bringing me here. I think it has opened my vision now.
Thank you, Devang. Coming to Amrish, my good old friend. Amrish, you have been a MICE industry leader and doing business all across. So what is the trend, if you can tell us about the global trend in terms of MICE tourism and how we can position Odisha, how Odisha fits into that specific trends. So if you can share your thoughts and ideas, it's up to you.
Thank you, Debu. So, ma'am, events is defined in two parts. One is the business event, and another is social event. So, social event cover the wedding, festivals, fairs, orchestra, music concert, and all this come under the social events. And the business event is meeting, incentive, conference, and exhibitions, corporate training program, management development program, corporate offsite, strategy meet. These are coming under the business event. And you will be surprised to know that in most of the advanced country, business event is even directly reported to the Prime Minister or head of the state. Because that is the power of MICE. That is the power of MICE. Because MICE is just not a tourism. It's create the infrastructure like the Vanu, my friend Manoj was telling he's coming up with the Vanu and Mr. Mohanty is coming with another big Vanu. So those create the whole mindset. So these push factor which is coming from the destination oriented other than the culture, heritage, that create lots of value. And we as a stakeholder need to create the another pull factor. I did some study which I am going to share with you and for the Odisha specific. But recently the World Economic Forum did the study where in the resource index, India is the only 3 country which tick all the 10 boxes. So when it comes to the resource, so you talk to any state in India, we have everything. So, and as Chief Secretary sir was telling his speech, all the resources, Odisha is very rich and I'm fully agree with that. But how these resources, such as which is a major pull factor, we can create where we can bring the customer or business here. World Economic Forum also said, ma'am, 82% international MICE event is less than 500 people. So virtually this mindset that we don't have the Geo or the Yaso Bhumi or Bharat Mandapam is a myth because that is the 14% only. Rest is the less than 500 people. So but our marketing, our strategy, our that adoption that need to have. I did, when I get this invite, so I did some study on the Odisha and what is the market trends, because market trend post-COVID change, because post-COVID the whole world changed, the world order changed and MICE has changed drastically. We do every day the MICE. So I just share you around 8 to 10 what the new trends is coming. So the first and foremost changes come on the blazer tourism, ma'am. Business and leisure has combined now. Post-COVID, people are combining both. Like I come here, I wanted to go to the temple or Udayagiri. So blazer tourism, Odisha has a great potential. Be it a Chilka Lake, or the Konark, or the Sun Temple, or the Lord Jagannath Mandir. You can combine this blazer when we sell the tourism. We can sell blazer tourism, business and leisure. How we can combine it? You had a great potential, ma'am, there. Second is the eco-friendly and sustainable MICE. Post-COVID, the eco-friendly and sustainability come in a long way. And most of the time, we are promoting in a sustainable. And Odisha is just such a state which has a sustainability. And like I was looking at the place called Simliripal and the Brihat Kanka and the Mahanan Delta. The Bhitarkanika and Mahanan Delta and Simripal. These are the places where you can promote the sustainable tourism and the eco-tourism here. Then the new trend has come, Debu, is the immersive technology, like AV, audiovisual, and the AV has come up a long way. So in the VR technology which is coming, so in VR technology when we are using, we can use the tribal experience, culture, heritage to showcase and reflect here. Their lifestyle, design, maybe in the lunch time, maybe in the evening time, in the morning session when we start, maybe starting this session with a nice Odissi dance. That create lots of, the push factor to the venue because that is the culture, that is a tradition. So I think those kind of events create lots of value when it coming to the MICE because it's connect with the deeper culture and immersive, the technology. Even people are not present with the technology, we can showcase them. Then it's coming the wellness. Wellness has again come in the MICE in a long way. And wellness and ego, lots of like the Kerala, when they promoted themselves, they said God's own country and Ayurveda. But Ayurveda is not just the Kerala, ma'am. Our yoga is just not for the Rishikesh. So we had lots of places. You had like Satkosia George, I had found in the Odisha, Gopalpur Beach and Chilka Lake, which can promote the yoga, which can promote the wellness and very authentic they can do. And this is a great point which you can promote. The small scale is the new business event, ma'am. Now you see the people are avoiding the very large gathering and making focus small and small. And Bhubaneswar being a smart city, You had all the capabilities. You had the Swasti, the Mayfair, the Taj, the ITC, Radisson. Lots of hotel has come up. They all are capable to handle a 300, 400, 500 people business. And I think if we can target on this small event, so even my friend Debu was telling me like there are some tour operator coming, although MICE is organized by the PCO and DMCs, but they can also bring the conferences or even because a small event is possible by handle any event. This does not need more rocket science. So I think we can start focusing very strategically on this area. Then you have an integrated experience like you had lots of places like Daringbadi, Chilka Lake. These places and nobody have in the world like your turtle, the hatching place or the crocodile thing or the birding you rightly said on your speech ki more than 10,000 species is coming. This is very unique thing is coming. I remember in Bharatpur or the Sariska it was popular because of the Kheldev Ghana Bird Sanctuary because of the birding. But it need to be marketed abroad. You gone to London and London also do the bird birding event. So these kind of thing on a specific event that need to be go there. Culinary experience was talked about the food journey and culinary experience is amazing. Lots of company has come up in the global stage which promote the culinary and I saw you had lots of things like the pakhala bhata, dalma, chema poda and rasagolla which you can promote through your culinary journey experience, ma'am. And then the tribal and rural tourism, I don't need to tell in the tribal and rural tourism, we have plenty of opportunity. And that need to be created. We need to create when we are doing this kind of thing, we can create a hub, a small artistic village where they can showcase their property, let the people buy, let the people interact with them, let the people understand how they are weaving, how much efforts and labor goes to make one product which customer get. So I think if whatever even the souvenir was gifted to us or all these had a local tradition and craft, it be able to meet those artisan and craftsmen. I think that can create lots of supply chain. So these are the new emerging technology which is coming, ma'am. And this can be promoted if we need to have the MICE 2.0, which is coming up. Thanks.
Thank you, Ambrish. That's really very detailed insight about Odisha, and I think government should consider, we appreciate his effort in study, and you should consider giving him a Odisha travel expert before leaving this venue. So thank you, Ambrish. That's really interesting and very detailed. I'm coming to Mr. Dinesh Chandra. Your expertise in hospitality advisory for almost few decades. What innovative infrastructure and service integration model that you like to recommend to the public and both private sector so that we can in next couple of years we will be able to successful to position Odisha as a successful wedding and marriage destination.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here. And, I picked up one thing from each of the learned speakers, especially from Deputy CM ma'am. She said now secret is out. So intent is clear that you are open to exploring the development tie-ups. To the Chief Secretary sir said that we are here to know from, very humbly put it from the experts that what is to be done to bring this forward in. So that means that they want or he wants some action to happen. Then the Secretary Tourism says that the different offerings which are there, he presented on the screen, which shows that there is a room for everybody, not only for the luxury players, but other players. So I start by saying that today, be it MICE or any other business segment for the hotel, it is no more that the hotel industry is exclusively meant for rich and famous. No. hospitality is more of a necessity today than a luxury. So there has to be different kind of a setup for different kind of strata of people, what they are. One can very clearly see that there are different sizes of businesses which are there. Every owner today wants a banqueting facility. In other words, he wants to attract weddings. In other words, he wants to attract social events. In other words, he wants to explore the possibility of the local city and around the city people to come and do the business over there. And when it comes to destination weddings or my sector, then we are talking about business from all across. You see, not only within the country, but also from around the world. So what the world needs, a good infrastructure. What is a good infrastructure? The ease of travel. That when you reach a destination, whether by road, whether by air or any other means of transportation, you should be able to seamlessly cover the distance in the shortest possible time, because when a person is going for a purpose of leisure or any other purpose, they don't want to get tired and waste time. So in that sense, I think the state should see to it that how they promote this Udan scheme. There are small airports present in the state of Odisha, but almost non-functional, it is there. So that has to be seen. How you see to it that the expressways and express highways are built, because Bhubaneswar is not the only destination, it is just a city within the state of Odisha, so that the people can travel, to the nearest place of their choices. Then, the different kind of for example, different kind of people from different section of society today has aspiration, so their aspiration has to be met. So one should have an equal participation for the hotels or for the wedding venues which are there, or the event venues which are being built, for the purpose of their, as per their requirement, Then we have spoken about a lot of ways Odisha is attracting tourism. I think sports is one of the most important things. Which probably they have taken a leap. So let us start also. For example, today mixed martial art. There is no venue within the country today. So if you add such a thing, which 101% brings not only the domestic but international attraction, in place. And with that, the destination is developed not by developing a hotel, but total infrastructure. So if you have these kind of things in place, then definitely it is going to add to it. Last but not least, you see, I said why I took I'm taking example of Rajasthan and Gujarat. They have done so much advancement in digital media. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So what they have done is, today a traveler wants to go, especially the millennial, where they click the picture before they eat the food, I'm talking about, and put it on the Instagram. So there is an explosion on the social media which has forced the state and the country to think in a different manner, talking about. So we should also try and do that.
Thank you, Dineshji. I have been reminded about limitation in time, and so I would not go for any formal wrapping up. So what I'm going to do, each of the panelists, I would request them to kindly I will not allow more than 2 seconds. Your expectation in bullet points, please, one after another. I will not take the name. I will not waste any time. Thank you very much for all your inputs and suggestions. I think that will contribute to the growth of the state in MICE and wedding tourism. 1 word each. Thank you very much. Your expectation in terms of policy and incentive.
One word you saying? Okay. Policy, it cannot be one word, it will be one sentence. So basically, In terms of policy, it would be that the government is already on a good track. Rather than being a business owner, the government should be a business enabler, and that's what I would like to say.
Devjit, this is coming from all the owners that we have associated with, right from Pramod Hotels to Era Hotels and Ananya Group that we have associated with. Any hospitality project is viable if the land cost is constrained to 30% of the total project cost. My request to the government would be to lease out government lands which are much more attractive in nature, in a way that the net present value of the lease is much below the 30% mark, because that is when the business becomes lucrative. Let's try to get it as close to probably 20%, 15%. That will make a huge difference.
Wonderful, wonderful. Zubin, that's wonderful.
So as a hospitality company, when we make an investment, we've got a plethora of opportunities in different states. So there are various things that are studied, including the business potential, growth potential, etc. And of course, what is the incentives that the state has to offer? So a little bit of a comparison is done. It's like a kind of a shopping that we do. We currently have 2 active investments where we've put in money and are building, apart from other management contracts which we've signed up. And guess which state both those investments are in? They are both in Odisha. And the reason being is because today, when you look at it across the country, incentive scheme here seems to be the most lucrative. So thank you once again, and
Thank you.
congratulations to Odisha.
Very quickly, if you can kindly, your expectation in terms of a MICE operator, wedding operator, a hotelier, and a consultant. Just 2 seconds or 3 seconds, please.
Setting up the state MICE policy, making a state convention bureau along with the ICPB, and creating a tagline for the MICE, like where business meet the heritage or meet in Odisha. So need to drop the MICE policy for the state.
A separate state MICE policy. Thank you very much, Ambrish.
You know, to have business with the good companies and good people is very important. So when you make a PPP model, it is very much essential that you keep the technical and financial qualification terms in a manner which only the serious players participate and do things. Many of the real estate players' objective is just to grab the property or the land, you know. Now there is something called reverse calculation method. For example, when there is an event in Olympics, gymnastics or swimming, you know, the 10 people give marks. First 3, top 3 and top 3, bottom 3 are taken out, and then you take average of that. So something of that, I was talking to my
a very
friend,
serious evaluation. I think that's a very wonderful suggestion, that evaluating.
Just one second. I was talking to my friend from EY, Mr. Bhanu, that, you know, it is, if we can handle, we can suggest what kind of terms are right for it, because I've done in my recent job, some of the models, I was telling Chief Secretary that 2 islands in Lakshadweep we signed, 2 hotels, Ekta Kevadia we signed in Gujarat. And so those depend on different PPP models, you know, it is just not straight financial. You know, it can be QCBS, quality and cost selection basis. It can be a Swiss challenge method. It can be various different methods one should think of.
Thank you. Thank you. Very quickly, Devansh. One word.
I think I touched that back in my previous conversation. It's one of the best policies I have come across for any of these states.
Very big round of applause for the State Tourism Department.
The only request I put in for larger investors, in case, you know, there can be little more lucrative subsidies. Thank you.
Devansh.
As a wedding planner, one single liner.
Yeah.
आप हमें थाल परोस के दे, खाने वाले हम ले आएंगे. Okay.
Thank you. That's really interesting.
Incentives will work as different tourism boards across the world. Incentive, definitely you should plan something for event planners. I think it will bring more traffic here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the time, and it's been a really wonderful and engaging session. I would like to thank you all.
Thank you, Datta. I think before we go for formal felicitation, please, mic. આપણે એપડે પડાયા સંદ્ર.
Sir, myself, Professor Sanjay Samantare, founder, president of Indian Climate Congress. Sir, thank you for our all discussions. Sir, tourist places are surrounded by the hotels, and you are the stalwarts of the hotel industry of the India. Sir, have you thought of, have you kept some budget for the around the tourist? Yes, no. Tourist places is always surrounded by the pollution. So it is your responsibility. But I hope you have not kept any money under CSR for clearing these areas which is surrounded by the.
Thank you, Sandra, about making solid waste management STP. That is part of project, and they would be doing more. Before we go for felicitation, I would like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Deputy CM Ma'am and CSR for their time, and all participants, overwhelming response, all investors who have joined with intention. On behalf of department and government, I would like to tell my all upcoming investor and my present investors, we would be behind you. For your suggestion, for your feedback, what better policy you require, and we will be having very strong follow-up with whether intention से आगे बढ़ा कि नहीं बढ़ा, और सिंगल विंडो अप्रूवल हो गया तो प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ पे है, और सिंगल विंडो अप्रूवल के बाद प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट हो गया तो आपकी सब्सिडी का स्टेटस क्या है. So every month, strong team from tourism department, we will be sitting with you, my all players, and we would be upcoming with government approval. Lot of suggestions we have received with positive mindset. Thank you. Team, please move.
We have Mr. Amit Mahajan, Vice President, Development, MHRIL, Mr. Devashish Srivastava, Head of Business Development, South Asia, Relation Hotels Group, Mr. Zubin Sungadwala, Mr. Vikas Ray, Mr. Dinesh Chadha, Mr. Amrish Tiwari, Mr. Devang Shah, and wonderfully moderated by Mr. Devjit Datta, Team Tourism, and all the delegates, all the dignitaries who are part of the first session. I request everyone to please come forward and join us for a group photograph. Thank you so much. Thank you to each one of you, all the stakeholders, participants of this vibrant tourism session. Definitely praiseworthy, and we have unlocked the doors of possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your trust, commitment and partnership. Let's march ahead with renewed energy to script Odisha's tourism success story. Before we do conclude, let's once again say, Jai Jagannath, Jai Odisha, Bandyotkar Janani. Thank you so much. I request all of you to please proceed for your respective lunch sessions wherever you are requested to have. And there are more number of sessions which will start around 2:30, and after that valedictory ceremony is there in the evening hours, which will be followed by cultural program. Thank you so much. Thank you, Department of Tourism, for allowing me to host this beautiful session. On this note, I'm Manman Singh signing out. Good luck to all.